Welcome back. In your local election headquarters, we're joined with former Congressman Lou Barletta, who's seeking the Republican nomination for governor. We'll get to hear from him right now. Lou, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be here.
So I guess the first question is, we're kind of in crunch time now. How do you see the campaign going, and how do you feel the momentum right now?
I feel really good. I mean, this is a year of campaigning. We've been at either first or second in just about every poll over the past year, so I think we're in a good spot. Having the statewide name ID has obviously helped me, especially since we haven't run one ad yet and still remained at the top, and our ads will now start again, so we feel pretty good going down the stretch.
So as you are combing across the Commonwealth and all the different counties, what are some of the messages you're hearing from voters that they want to see in the next governor?
Well, as you know, it's been different as the years gone on. You know, the mandates were a big topic of conversation. The mask mandates, the vaccine mandates, energy continues to be something that everyone wants to talk about, especially the differences between Josh Shapiro and myself, where we stand on energy and education. What role do parents have in their children's education, and you know, what will my direction be? And that's obviously, I'm going to side with the parents. I think parents matter when it comes to education. So there's some of the main topics. The ghost flights, something that I've brought attention to. People remember my time back as mayor of Hazleton, so these are usually what people want to talk about.
Now, I wanted to talk about school choice for a second here. You are the father of 2 public school teachers. How has that kind of influenced the way you think about school choice? Because I feel like sometimes the criticism about school choice is are you forgetting about the public schools? Are you abandoning them? So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, we can never abandon the public schools. I mean, obviously, you know, we need to make sure our children get the best education they can. And interestingly, my 2 daughters are in 2 entirely different school districts. One that would obviously say, hey, you know, I can see how this benefits children. The other daughter that's in a totally different school district. So it really depends where you live. And you know, our goal should be is that we make sure every one of our children, every child here in Pennsylvania gets a good education, whether it's in public school, but the parents should still have that right to have their children go to where they want to. So. But at the same time, we have to make sure that those that are in our public schools are getting the best education that they can possibly get. If we want to lift people out of poverty, it's through education. It's a diploma, not a government check. So we're going to make sure that all of our schools have what they need.
I want to ask you, former President Donald Trump has weighed in your race. No endorsement yet. He kind of had a disendorsement of one of your opponents, Bill McSwain. Where do you see, have you had any conversations with the former president? Because I feel like there's a couple that are of you guys who are kind of vying for that endorsement. Do you think one will come?
Well, last week I had a fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago. The president did stop by to say hello, and he has said he has not decided who he's going to endorse, if at all, and you know, everyone knows the relationship that I had with President Trump. I was one of the first in the country to endorse him. I was on his transition team and co-chaired his campaign here. So you know, we'll wait and see. In the meantime, we're going to work real hard to win the Republican primary, because I believe that I'll be in the best position to beat Josh Shapiro, and that's what I think is most important.
And then finally, do you think his endorsement will sway? And because it's kind of close with you and Doug Mastriano at the top of the polls, do you think that could make a difference?
Oh, I think President Trump's endorsement plays a big role in the election and who can win the primary, yes.
Well, Lou, I want to thank you so much for taking the time with us and making a stop here.
Thank you.
This isn't the last we're hearing from Mr. Barletta, because you'll hear again from him next week, April 27th, as WTAJ will bring you the GOP gubernatorial primary debate. Confirmed on stage at this point include Lou Barletta, Dave White, Bill McSwain, and now Doug Mastriano. But we do also have the first debate this week on Thursday between the Democratic candidates for Senate. Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman, Malcolm Kenyatta, and Connor Lamb will be on stage. Again, you can see that hour-long debate right here on WTAJ on Thursday starting at 8 p.m.